welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be doing kind of a get to know me extended questions kind of tag, and I'm gonna start with my eyebrows, and my mirror is down here, so if you see me looking down, that's why. I'm blind. So yeah, the first question is when was I born? I was born May 29, 1999. Right now I'm mixing the NYX foundation.
Can you go focus? Because this is my new camera. If you guys haven't noticed it already. I don't know.
And then I have a Wet n Wild concealer. And I just mix it with this brush, a little brush that I got off Amazon, I believe. I got like 6 brushes for like $5. I don't know how to use this camera.
13 columns, so 13 minus 50. 13 minus 50, goddamn, 47.
I guess I really don't need to conceal my eyebrows, but of course I have it. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I actually did my eyebrows. Like I waxed them or whatever. So like I don't know why I'm concealing, but it's just like I've been using concealer for so long to like hide my little extra hairs. So the next question was if I liked my like full and legal name, and the answer to that is yes and no, because for a long time I was so angry that my name is, I guess, not common.
Anybody ever tell you you look like Beyonce?
Nah, they usually tell me I look like Shalissa.
Who the fuck is that?
Me, nigga.
You know, I can't change it, so what am I gonna do? But I always thought like my name was so short, you know, and like in 3rd grade, like I was so jealous because people like had to take so much time to write their names in cursive, you know, because in 3rd grade it's like when you do cursive, I guess. So like everybody like did their names so like so beautiful, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with AMY? Like that's so plain, that's so ugly, like that doesn't even make sense. Like I don't know, I was just so sad that my name was so like simple. But I guess with time I've learned to like accept it, and like I kind of like added my mix by calling myself like AMYG and stuff. And I always like, my friends would always call me like AMYG and stuff, even though there was like no other Amy at our schools or whatever. They would just call me that because it just sounded cool, and I was just like, yeah, it sounds cool. So I kind of took like, I kind of was proud of that and rode with it.
Right now I'm just using this e.l.f. powder to kind of fill in my empty spots, because I do always mess up my eyebrows. I always pluck them more than I should, and so because of that I have a lot of like bald spots. The next question is if I love playing any sports, and I wouldn't say that I don't love it, but I've never played it as like I've never been like super dedicated to a sport or anything. I just
love playing sports. Is like a thing to do with my family or with my friends, you know, like I don't think I'm like super good, but I know that I'm decent enough to be like playing with my friends and stuff. Like when I do play, I love it. Like I love playing sports, I love being active and stuff, especially if it's like around people that I can have fun with while playing the sport. But the second part to that question was that
I love watching sports, and I do not, because I think it's so boring, especially on TV. Maybe if I'm like there in person, it would be something that I would enjoy more, because you know I can interact with the people there.
Nice!
The next question is if I like animals, and if so, which one is my favorite. I'm just gonna be basic and say a dog. Most likely a puppy, but like my dream dog is a Shih Tzu. Like the little puppies that are so cute. I think that they just will make me like bougie as hell.
I'm gonna try my best to like not cut out too much of this video, just so you guys can see like kind of exactly what I'm doing. And I mean, not like say all the products and stuff, but like if you guys ever want a video of me like saying like this is where you put it, this is how much you put, and all this stuff, then just leave a comment below. I'm like looking straight at myself because I'm not used to looking at like a camera.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
The next question is, how many children do I want to have? I kind of am scared to have kids.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'm not even.
Not gonna lie, because you know, those are kids. Those are like people that you bring into this world. And I don't know. I wouldn't say I want to be ready, but like financially, I want to be ready, I guess, until I have kids. But I've always told myself, like, if I go to Six Flags, I never want like everybody to be like uneven where somebody has to ride by themselves. But you know, I know that not all kids like roller coasters either, because I have a lot of kids in my family that do not like roller coasters and big rides. So you know, if I have one kid that doesn't like roller coasters, then I'll have 3 kids. But if all my kids are like,
You stupid.
if like my first 3 like
What's
roller
9 plus
coasters,
10?
then I would have another one to kind of like even them out and stuff. You know, like, I don't know, but I like to plan ahead, because like I wouldn't want them to grow up and want to go to Six Flags and stuff, or like any amusement park, and have to like somebody be by themselves.
5 hours later.
I didn't answer the question, but my goal would be 2 if I have a girl and a boy. But if not, then you know, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep evening out. You gotta have one each.
The next question is, if I'm not married, when am I gonna get married? I don't know, but I would hope, you know, in a good time frame, you know, not like in 10 years or something, because I kind of always thought that was like weird that people got married like 10 years later and stuff. But I always try to pretend that I'm gonna have like a perfect life, in the sense of like my own family and stuff, like the life that I will create for myself. I've always, you know, pictured it as being perfect. So I don't know, whenever my boyfriend wants, I guess, whenever we are ready. I do want to have a like a legal, like at the court kind of wedding, and maybe in like a very small like chapel kind of thing, and just have like close people there, because you know, that's something that I feel like I would remember forever, instead of the party where like everybody's drunk acting a fool and stuff. Like, I want everybody to have fun at my wedding, of course, but not everybody is gonna act the way that they're supposed to. So like, even me in my little court wedding, I would want to get drunk and, you know, have fun that day, because that is like a big step in your life. Like, you're changing your life and you're conjoining with somebody else, you know, forever. So I've always wanted to have like a court wedding, and then like maybe a backyard party for that. And then like a couple years later, when I feel like I'm done having all my children, then I would want to actually have like my big wedding where my children can actually be involved and be like my ring bearers and stuff, and I could have my nephews and stuff be like best men and best women. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, because I've always wanted my family to be super involved in my wedding, along with my children, like my family. But also, like, I want everybody to have a part, and I want everybody to be ready for my wedding. So everybody better save up so y'all can help me, you know, make my dream wedding. I'm gonna actually do my foundation with samples, because I've been trying out my samples lately. And if you guys didn't know, you can go to Sephora and get samples and little thingies. The Too Faced ones, they get super oily, so I didn't really like using them. But I'm gonna use the shade Vanilla. Use the shade Vanilla today. And I don't really like go heavy on foundation, just because I don't know how, and I don't have like good enough stuff to be like going ham on it. But I'm just gonna use my finger and dot this around. I'm not honestly really sure how to color match myself and stuff, so I got like a bunch that are the same, but like I said, the other one got super oily. Greatest achievement in high school. I would say that my greatest achievement in high school is, I guess, story time. Story time. But after my dad passed away, I was in 10th grade and I was obviously still in high school. So I did go to school every day just because I didn't want to be home because, you know, being home kind of reminded me of being with my dad, and that was like a big burden on me, like being home without somebody to bug. Because, you know, everybody still had to go to work and stuff, so I kind of just was like, whatever, I'm still gonna go to school. And, you know, although I did cry, I used to cry so much, like outside of my classes and stuff. Like I would just take my work and, you know, go sit outside and do it. And my teachers were very understanding because I went to a very small school, so everybody understood because, you know, my mom told the principal about it, about my situation and why I wasn't going to be at school for this amount of time, whatever. So when I did go back, it was super hard for me because I wasn't getting dropped off by my dad anymore, and I wasn't getting dropped off of my dad anymore, and so I had to walk to school every morning, and, you know, that gave me a lot of time to be by myself and think and stuff, and just be alone. I did go, but like I said, I did cry a lot, and of course I'm gonna cry. I mean, I just lost my best friend, so I would just take my work and sit outside and do it, and, you know, try not to talk to people. My classes were 2 hours long, so it's kind of like I wanted to be by myself, but I knew I still had to, you know, I was still at school, I still had to do what I had to do to get to the next level. So I would sit outside and do my work and cry and, you know, handle whatever I needed to do. And then at the end of class, I would just go back and turn it in and whatever. I would go to whatever next class it was. But that semester, I actually did end up getting a 3.4 GPA, which actually, I felt like that was a turning point for me because, you know, losing my best friend, I had thought that, you know, my life was over. And I feel like a lot of people think that way, and I could definitely make a video about that, like the things that I went through while losing my dad and stuff. Like, it was very hard, but, you know, like I've never minded wanting to like share like my hurt, because I know that some people, you know, like when I lost my dad, I thought like my world was over. Like, honestly, truthfully, the moment I heard that my dad passed away, I just thought like I'm next, you know, like I was just at a very low point. And, you know, I will always want to be on YouTube to help other people, like, even if it's not the way that they would want. I would try to express myself as much as possible and as honestly as possible. That way, like, people know that they're not by themselves, because in this time I felt super alone. And although I did have friends, I did have everybody coming to check on me, I didn't accept it, and I didn't accept it for a long time. But I'm just gonna continue with my achievement because I don't want to like get too deep about it. But if you guys ever want a video about like the loss of my dad and how it affected me and stuff, I could definitely make a video, and it won't be a so depressing video because I do have like pros and cons, you know, what I learned from it definitely. And that's something I like did plan to do, but in the future.
But this is the first time that I used this foundation, and I would say that I don't know how to feel because I can't see that far, and like, I don't know, it just looks like my normal skin. I usually get super patchy because I have like combination skin, so some places it will look good, other places it will look gross.
These bumps, you got eczema?
I got what?
Got eczema?
But I'm gonna use the Infallible Pro Glow by L'Oreal.
5 hours later.
So yeah, my achievement basically was getting a 3.4, and you know, in the hardest time of my life, when like the years before that I like would barely like get like 2.4s, and you know, like out of just being down and stuff. But I feel like that just pushed me to not quit, because I felt like that was kind of a sign that I shouldn't give up, and that, you know, I am smart regardless of how I'm feeling. I could still push through the day and, you know, do what I'm supposed to do. So like I always think back on that when I'm having hard times. Like I lost my dad and I got a 3.4, like, you know, like nothing compares.
Yeah, I'm a bad bitch. You can't kill me.
The next question is, do I want to have a business?
I would say yeah, but the kind of business I would want is maybe like an organization, I guess, where I can help kids in LA that may be super smart but they don't get the help that they need, or you know, are lacking in some places and need help, and or like mentally they need help, or anybody that needs help. A goal that I've always wanted to have was like to be rich enough to buy out like a whole building, like an abandoned building, and fix it, and you know, be able to like help people rent that out and work with people who actually need it. So that's always kind of been my demeanor with school. I've always wanted to work towards helping people, collecting the information I could to be able to help others.
I'm gonna be using the LA girl. My camera is almost full, but I'm literally almost done, so it'd be a shame if my card got full before I finished. I'm just going over my foundation with powder, with like color powder, just to add more coverage, because I don't like packing on foundation. The next question is if I love music and what's my favorite genre. I think that's how you say that. But I love music. Like that's my escape every time I'm sad or, you know, super happy, or music just fits any mood. But yeah, so I do love music. I love, like, I always tell people like I love anything but country. Like that's something that I like never gotten into and stuff. Like that's never been a thing for me. I'm gonna leave it under eye powder for like 5 minutes, because that's like something new I'm trying. So yeah. The next question is how tall am I, and if I've ever wanted to be like taller or shorter. And the answer is I think I'm like 5'4", 5'5", and I've always wanted to be shorter because I hit my growth in the transition from 4th grade to 5th grade, and like I was always like 5'4", so I was always sad that I could never get a boyfriend because everybody was so short.
I see you grew a couple inches, huh? You've been drinking your milk? You've been drinking your milk!
Boys were so short, like everything was so short around me. I had like a couple friends that were like my height, but everybody else I would just like tower over them. Especially my cousins. Like I've had so much videos of my cousins, and every time I watch them, I'm just like, you guys are so like, you guys are midgets. Like you guys made me like so tall. Like my cousins are kind of my height now. Maybe still a little shorter, but like they did not grow. I was just like, what's wrong with y'all? Oh, my battery's gonna die too. Wow. My life is just great. But I hope I finish this before my camera dies and when my card runs out. I said every time I try to film, like I actually have time, like my camera is just like, no. Which sucks. I should just use my camera. If my camera dies, I'm just gonna use my phone because, you know, whatever. It doesn't hurt, so I'll just switch out to my phone to finish the video.
5 hours later.
So my camera did die like right after I was talking about it, so I'm gonna finish the video on my phone, which I hope you guys don't mind, but I just want to finish the video off right. I don't want to like leave it like, oh, my camera died, bye guys, like, no. But I just did this because I have a double chin now, so, and I like contouring like I don't know why, but I like contouring and bronzing and stuff. My favorite number is 57 because that's the year that a god was born, which was my daddy, and because my dad passed away at 57 as well. So although it's not a very good thing, it's just a number that I'll always keep close in my home. Oh, I still have like the setting powder on my eyes, so I'm gonna leave that while I do my bronzing. The next question is, where do I want to travel? And I always wanted to go to like Italy and stuff like that, and also like deeper parts of Mexico, because I have been to Mexico a couple times, but I do want to explore Mexico and explore like everything my dad has always talked about and stuff. So that's a goal for me. And I've been to Hawaii, but I want to go with my boyfriend because I feel like that would be really cool. That would be a really cool vacation spot for us because we like being adventurous and stuff. Like, we're not rich right now, so that's why we don't do too much, but whatever chances we get, we do. And like Rome and stuff for like the beauty of it. And Hawaii's pretty too, but there's a lot of fun stuff to do in Hawaii too. You just gotta have the money for it. So yeah, that's my goal. To be rich enough to take my mans to Hawaii. So the next question is, what is the most powerful line that I've heard? And when I was in 10th grade, when my dad passed away, I did watch like a lot of videos, and call me silly if you want, but I did watch a lot of videos on like how to get over like losing a loved one, how to get over that kind of heartbreak where you can't ask for that person back, and like you can have a second chance and stuff. But I remember I had watched a video of Celeste Rose talking about like how she lost her best friend and how she went into like a super deep depression and stuff. And I remember that she had said like once you hit rock bottom, like there's nowhere else to go. Like after that, all you have to do is like just climb back up. And I never thought about things that way, and I don't want to cry because that line like has always been my motto. Like, you hit rock bottom, oh well, like that means you gotta start going back up, go back to your highest point. And I maybe hit rock bottom like every other month, like it's regular, but I never let it phase me the way that I used to before I heard that line. And I feel like that's just an important line. Like, your life is not gonna be over if something doesn't go the way you want. Like you have to make your life what you want. Like, nobody is gonna help you with that. Like, you may have your family and stuff, but nobody is ever gonna see the things that you see in your head. They're never gonna see it the way you do. No matter how hard you try to explain it or anything, like, nobody's ever gonna understand you. You only understand yourself. That's why you always do things for yourself. You always do what's best for you, and you worry about other things later. And that doesn't mean like being selfish and stuff, but it just means knowing what's best for you, and knowing like like somebody might say like eat this with this, and you don't have to do it because your tummy is gonna hurt later. And that's like the simplest way I can put it. Like, you don't have to do everything that everybody tells you, like, and you don't have to argue with them either, which is like something that I'm learning. Like, you don't have to argue with people, you just say okay and you move on with them. So that's like a very important line that maybe if you haven't heard, then I hope that that's something that resonates with you, or that's something that stays with you too, because it's really important. Once you hit rock bottom, you better start climbing back up to where you were before. You figure everything out and keep being the bad bee that you are. I admire the most, and you guys already know that that will be my father, due to the fact that he was so sick and he still pushed through it every day to make sure that all his daughters were okay, to make sure that everybody in his life was okay, even if he wasn't feeling so great that day. He always got through it and he always pushed through because you know, there was things to do, and he never like just sat back and relaxed. Even when he was at his sickest, he still tried to do the most, even though he was not supposed to. The next question is, how many siblings do I have? And I don't know if I said it in my other video, but I do have 7 siblings. I have 5 sisters and a brother, and yeah, that's okay. The next 2 questions are my favorite YouTubers, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know that Shane Dawson is my favorite YouTuber. He's super funny, and if you don't like Shane Dawson, you're just a hater. Like, people are trying to like burn him out for all these things, but it's just like, you're too late. Like, those are so long ago. Like, he's grown up from that. Like, obviously we're all dumb when we're young and stuff, and not like trying to protect them because, you know, whatever, but I'm pretty sure like he knows better and he said sorry, so whatever. Female YouTuber is Jessie Smiles, and oh my god, I almost had a heart attack. And this is why I say, like, you know, when you hit rock bottom, you don't ever look down, you just look up and you keep going up. Because the day before my dad's like anniversary, I was just really sad, you know, like as any person should be, I guess, or any person would be. And I remember that day my boyfriend took me to the beach and we watched the sunset together and we went to eat, and you know, I was still like super sad, but you know, I was just trying to get over it. And you know, like, I kept asking God, like, please send me a sign, you know, like, send me a sign, please, you know. And I saw Jessie Smiles that day at Bubba Gump, and I like wanted to go up to her so bad, but I was so ugly. Like, I had just got out of like school and stuff, and I had my hair up, I didn't have makeup, and I was just like, I don't want to meet her looking like this, like, you know. And like, I don't know, after that I was just so happy, you know. Like, I met I didn't meet her, but I saw my favorite YouTuber, you know, like, and Jessie showed me that it's okay to like be real as hell. So yeah, and you know what, one day I'm gonna be up there too with Jessie, so I'll be like, girl, let's drink, let's make a video. So I can't be sad about like me not wanting to go up to her and stuff, because I'll see her one day and I'll be able to go up to her and hopefully she'll know who I am. But if you don't watch Jessie Smiles, you should. It's just hilarious. So the question that I got on Instagram was from my little sister, and she said what made me get into YouTube. And so like, I kind of talked about it before, maybe I deleted it, but I've always made videos since I was like in 6th grade, and it's just always something that I've been into. As soon as I got my hands on a camera, I started recording and I started making videos. And I don't know if you guys remember like those videos where like it would be music videos, like of people like be like drop, and then they'll drop something, and like it would like be a bunch of like little dumb clips like mashed together to make a music video. I had so many of those, and I remember like at school I would like plan it out, like I'm gonna do this song, and when he says this, I'm gonna do this. Like when he says jump, I'm gonna jump on the couch, I'm gonna jump on this, and jump on here, and cut them all together, you know, like just like dumb little videos like that I always like liked editing. And I was so much better at editing before, but like now I'm like trying to get back into learning how to do all that. So, and that's something. So yeah, I've always been like super big on YouTube, and I've watched Shane. Like Shane was the first person I watched, and he was the only person I watched, and I didn't have a YouTube or anything, but but I always watch Shane's videos, and like he kind of made me think it was okay to just make some like dumb videos, like whatever, like do whatever you want kind of things. So that's kind of what got me into it. And yeah, so that concludes this video. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now, probably nothing, but thank you guys for watching, and subscribe, comment, like, leave suggestions, and I promise you I will try my best to do them all. I don't know what kind of videos to do because I'm like too excited, and like I have so many ideas, but I'm just like, I don't know what people would want to see, so that's kind of like my problem right now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I'll make more videos, and hopefully this video was not too long, but I'll leave my social media down below as well, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I've been talking for so long. What do I do next? Foundation? I don't know. Okay, so I feel like I should have just filmed the whole video on this one, because this camera and me are not getting along, buddies. I also say buddies a lot. So I'm just regretting recording on my camera now because I'm just always when I look at my phone. I do cuss a lot, but I'm not around my family, so I don't want to cuss on YouTube because I don't want my family to see, and I don't want them to be sad because I don't cuss around them. I slipped up maybe like a handful of times, and I'm sorry if my eyes always get like super red in these videos. It's because like I have the vanity lights and I'm super blind, so I have to get like closer to my mirror, and the mirror has to be closer to my vanity so I can be able to see. So blind girl problems. I was like, I hope my camera doesn't die before I finish this, but I've been talking for 15 minutes. I don't like my hair in my face, but I don't like putting it up either because then I feel bold.